What I'm puzzled by is that how does Black Beauty have a harsher 46% on Rotten Tomatoes, and yet the Mulan remake has a 73%? Yeah, I think we can all agree it should be the other way round. Black Beauty, directed by Ashley Avison, is the 2020 movie adaptation of the classic story, though this one is not necessarily based on the book entirely. It's the same story, just changes up one or two things. It has slightly different characters and a different location. So Black Beauty tells the story of Beauty, a wild Mustang who begins her life living in the American West with her herd, and specifically her mother, who taught her everything she needs to know, though sadly she is one day makes contact with humans and her herd is rounded up and split apart forever, and she is sold to this horse guy whose niece is forced to come and stay with him after she tragically loses her parents in a car crash, and she's distant from her uncle to begin with, but she begins to develop an unbreakable bond with Beauty, as they both lost their family. So within days they both become like lifelong friends, and even though Beauty goes through multiple owners and situations, nothing will stop her and Joe wanting to reunite again. Before this movie, the most well-known Black Beauty movie was the 1994 version with Sean Bean, and that one sticks far closer to the original source material than this. This is not really a remake, as Black Beauty has been told several times before, so in my book there's no right or wrong way to tell this story. And I remember listening to the radio play of Black Beauty as a child, and I have seen one up to two movie versions of the story before I saw this movie. So I know the gist of how the story goes, and though I have yet to read the book, but you would think with this version being ever so different to the versions that came before it, you would think I would go, thanks Disney, I hate it. But no, going into this movie, when I saw it on Disney Plus recently, about a week ago, I I didn't know what to expect, but oh man, were my expectations exceeded. Black Beauty is a beauty. This is a beautiful masterpiece, and it's my favourite Black Beauty movie. I'm not sugarcoating it. So though Spirit Stallion at the Cimarron would still be my all-time favourite horse movie, Black Beauty would be a close second. But yeah, this movie is a galloping success from start to finish, and Ashley Avis, I mean, she did the best job she could have possibly done, bringing the story back and updating it for a modern day audience, as there are things in the original book that was written back in Victorian times that wouldn't work on film today. I think the change of setting works perfectly. I I love seeing this story in America, as as wild horses are a special part of American culture, and I think the gender swap for both protagonists, Beauty and Joe, especially works here, as Of course, both characters were male in the original story, even though the book was written by a female author. There were surprisingly little female characters in that book, but uh, but of course the book was written in a time where female characters played a small role in stories. But now, thankfully, that has changed, and so I do think I do think Black Beauty works better as a girl than a guy, because Beauty sounds more like a feminine name than a masculine name, to be honest. And Kate Winslet, uh, does the most wonderful job at narrating a movie since Meghan Markle in Elephant this year. Black Beauty never forgets that this is the horse's story, and it's all told from the eyes of the horse, and it's literally the equivalent of a horse's inside out, if you know what I mean. Have you ever wondered what's going on inside the horse's head, and what are the horse's thoughts on the humans that own him or her? Now you can see it, and and Mackenzie Foy. I mean, her performance is leaps and bounds better in this movie than it was in The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, and she finally gets to show her brilliance as a young actress. Words can't express the level of sympathy I felt for Jo here. I mean, she has her parents taken from her, and she, like Beauty, was taken away from everything she ever known, uh, and uh, and uh, uh, and her uncle is at first. I mean, he is he's trying to connect with her, but she's really taking time to adjust her to her new life on her uncle's farm. But once the but once as she but she and her uncle grow closer through as Jo gets closer to Beauty, because her uncle is an expert at horse riding, and and I think that this movie uh, it will instantly appeal to all horse riders. I mean, I myself was a horse rider in the past. I mean, in my childhood, I would have uh, a dozen horse riding lessons, and I know what it's like to bond with a horse, and it's a special bond you that will stay with you forever. And I remember every horse that I have ever ridden, and the uh, the the bonding scenes between Jo and Beauty are 100% beautiful. Forgive me if I say beautiful multiple times in this review, but I can't help it. That's just how beautiful this movie is, and they feel invincible and on top of the world whenever they're together. They are the most inseparable friends in a movie of 2020, and my God, does your heart break for them both when they are forced to be parted from one another after Joe's uncle sadly loses the farm. Joe is sadly absent for a great deal of the second half of the movie, and she doesn't reappear until the very final scenes of the movie, and be, Beauty going from from different owners, some are horse friendly, others anti-horse people. Like the first family she's brought by this British family that's train horses to race, and the mother, she is pushing her daughter to be a winner at horse racing, even though her daughter has little to no experience with horse riding at all. So she sadly does injure Beauty, and she leaves dents in Beauty's sides, which, oh God, I mean, the sadder moments in this movie are tear-inducing. I hate seeing animals abused, especially seeing horse abuse. God, I mean, it's this movie had some of the most harrowing scenes of any family movie I saw this year. Be warned, just like in the original story, there are scenes of animal abuse here, and it's not pretty. But yeah, though the son who works there, he's somebody like Joe who respects horses, and that's what helps them form a connection too, and uh, and you're so happy for and Busey even lets Joe, have some space and time to fall in love with this guy. And I initially thought that the actor was Brian DeChart from Detroit Become Human, but when I looked closely at him, I thought, nah, no, that's not Brian DeChart. My mistake. But yeah, and I think the even though the movie is an epic 2 hours long, I do think that running time is uh, perfectly justified to tell a story that's this epic. If the movie was any shorter, it would be like watching a racing horse that needs to brake or slow down pacing wise, and I think yeah uh, the the shots and cinematography of Busey just running through the wind and wild, and seeing, and that the shot of Joe and her running across the beach especially is one of the most breathtaking sequences I have seen in a movie this year in general. That shot itself is a absolute beauty, and it deserves its own mini award for its cinematography. So overall, yeah, Black Black Beauty is a movie that I can understand die-hard fans of the source material giving some backlash, but I think it made the right and necessary updates and changes to the story. And sure, some of you think I may be overhyping this movie, but I think it is a bold and a beautiful adaptation, and it has earned its place on my top 10 best movies of 2020.
I give Black Beauty 2020 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
So yeah, with it now finally being the festive season, December, I have a lineup of Christmas movie reviews for you guys, from Noel to The Grinch 2000, the Jim Carrey one. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this review. And what are your thoughts on Black Beauty 2020, and which version do you prefer, 1994 or 2020? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.